Back at you with another how-to video. This time it's going to be Scarlet Monastery Armory and Cathedral. I like to start with Armory and then finish off with Cathedral. Most people like to do it the other way, but I'm just weird like that. So when you come in here into Armory, you want to make sure that you always kill these two right in the front, especially if you're selling boosts, because the low levels will pull them. Certain things you want to make sure you have on your bar, keybound, is a rank 1 Blizzard, rank 1 Fire Blast, and a rank 1 Arcane Explosion. Outside of that, everything else should be the same. Lips would be good to bring if you're not an engineer. If you're an engineer, bring training dummies. That'll come in later, and I'll explain why. First things first, you always want to make sure you're buffed up. You want to have ice armor on, arcane intellect, dampen. I'll show you my gear here. It's nothing special. I have 2 pieces of tier 1, 2 pieces of tier 2, and some off pieces. Not very well geared at all, not super enchanted. You don't really need anything. Obviously, the better the gear, the easier this is. The only thing that I would say is try and get frost and fire resistance, and I'll explain that why in a minute. Now right here is the only piece of gear that is needed. You need to have the PvP trinket. Have to have it for Cathedral. We'll explain why when we get there. Other than that, like I said, oh, and minor speed on boots. Only enchant necessary. You need to have that as well. I like to use Savory Deviant Delights. Not a necessity. So first things first, we got to get to the starting point. So for Armory, we want to go to the very back end of the whole instance. You don't want to pull anything on your way there. If that one pat is at the top of these stairs, you always want to blink past them. Be patient, like I said. You just don't want to mess it up, because if you pull things too far away from the boosties, then they won't get the experience. So the idea is to pull absolutely nothing. When you get to this corridor, it's best to blink through them. You can go around them, but you have to go around them on the left side as you walk in. But like I said, it's always best to just blink. If you hug the walls, you won't pull the pats. Like if you're between the candlestick and the wall, you won't pull any pat. But yeah, you're just gonna keep it going all the way down. Now before you start this pull, it's best to at least have ice barrier on. I put Mage shield on as well. It's just muscle memory for me. Make sure you don't pull that group. Click this guy against the wall, use your rank 1 Fire Blast, and run into this pack. Don't pull the next pack, just thread the needle, and then you'll start using your rank 1 Arcane Explosion to pull the rest. Make sure you get them on the back end of your explosion. You want to extend that distance as much as possible. Now when you turn this corner here, you want to stutter step a little bit, and then Nova. Try and get as many of them in the Nova there as you can. Blink past that pack, and right here is a crucial part. You must ice barrier here. Now once you get to this part here, you have to be slick. You have to turn to the side and click this guy, and then CS. It's the only way you pull that pack. As soon as you get to the top of the stairs, turn right. And you want to cut this corner. Arcane Explosion rank 1 if you want. They should pull for the other guys. Just make sure you don't use Ice Barrier or Fire Ward here at all. You want to use that either right before or right after Ice Block. Keep running along, keep running along. As soon as you clear this corner, you want to pay attention to where the mobs are. As soon as they get close, you want to blink. Right before you go into Ice Block, make sure you have at least Ice Barrier. You need to have Ice Barrier. I usually wait till the very last second, let it fall off by itself, and then I'll Frost Nova while walking forward and blink away, and then make sure you have Fire Ward on. One guy's not that big of a deal. You can Blizzard first and then Polymorph and then go back into the Blizzard. Once they catch up and you have to Frost Nova, he'll be back into the kill phase anyways, so it's no stress. Alright, now let's say you have 2 or more resists. This is why you want to bring lips. As soon as you realize that's the case, I would do it a little late. You want to run up to your pack and then pop lip. You don't want to Nova immediately, you want to just do some damage. You got 6 seconds here. So make sure you cold snap before that's over and then Nova them again. If there's one guy that resisted the Nova, it's not a big deal, you can just tank it. Make sure you have a shield and fire ward up, that way you don't get interrupted for your blizzards. You want to have 2 full blizzards before you go into your Flame of Strike, Cone of Cold. That way it ensures that they're all low enough for you to do the actual kill. 3 is even safer, but 2 is a necessity. Only need to use a lip if you're not an engineer. If you are an engineer, then make sure you can use training dummies, and then in that moment that you realize you have 2 or more resists, you just training dummy where the Nova is, and then continue as normal. You can go right into a blizzard, make sure you get a training dummy with enough health to live, but super simple and easy fix, but also easy to do without engineering as well. Now on to Cath. Same idea as Armory in the beginning. Just kill that guard, so that way your boosties can stand at the entrance without worry about anything. Afterwards, get completely buffed up again. Dampen Magic, or Ice Armor, Arcane Intellect. You really only need Ice Barrier to start this pool. You can use more if you're nervous, but the necessities will be Ice Barrier and Frost Ward. So once you're ready, you're going to start running through this corridor, and you're going to run between these 2 guys. As soon as you're at max distance for Arcane Explosion rank 1, you're going to want to use that. And then as soon as they catch up to you, you want to make sure you Frost Nova all 4 of them. If you don't, these fish head that I'm running past right now, you're going to stand on top of them, let them reset, and then do it again. You do not want one of them to be resisted. It's very rare that it happens, but if it does, just reset it. Takes less than 30 seconds. While you're running up the stairs, make sure you don't pull that other guard too. The less you pull here, the better. If you do pull something, it's not the end of the world. It just makes the inside of the cathedral harder. The cathedral, inside of the cathedral is going to be the hardest part. As soon as you open the door, make sure you have Ice Barrier on. Don't pull anything here. You want to hug these pillars. If you get too close, you can cut in between, like I just did there, to get away from that guy. Now, as soon as you're down here, you want to rank 1 blizzard the end of the corridor, turn around and rank 1 blizzard where you just came from. Now you're going to run across here. If these guys have already been pulled, you can Cone of Cold to give yourself a little bit more of a space, but you don't usually need to. Rank 1 blizzard these guys down here, and as soon as you're done, you want to Nova. Give it a second for these guys to catch up. As you just saw there, that's the one slow that if you ever get in Cathedral, you need to be using your PvP trinket. That is why you need your PvP trinket. That slow is 15 seconds, I think, or 12 seconds. It'll kill you. You leave it on, you're dead. You make it out of the Cathedral, then the hard part's over. Rebuff, use your Ice Barrier, Frost Ward, and keep hugging the walls. You're going to keep dipping in and out of line of sight so these Frost Mages can't cast on you, but when they do, there's a chance of their reflect. Now it's crucial here that you use your blink here. Want to use it there every single time. You can always use rank 1 Arcane Explosion. When you get to the doorway, make sure your barriers are up, Frost Ward and Ice Barrier. Then on this side again, blinking back. You want to always use blink on both sides. If you don't, they will catch you and kill you. It is crucial. Now when you get to the top of these stairs, once again, you want to make sure that your barriers are good. Mine fall off here. It's always safe to reapply at any moment in time. When you come up across the stairs again, before you go to the kill spot, you want to make sure you pulled all the guys on the stairs. Just target them, counterspell, rank 1 Fire Blast, whatever the case is. Now here you want to rebuff your barriers again and go wide towards the fountain. As soon as you hit that lip, blink towards it. Now here's the tricky part, is getting in and out of this spot. See how I'm kind of on the ledge but kind of not, and they're not moving anywhere? You have a couple seconds before moving up or down, so you can Evo there, bandage, whatever you need to do. You have like 12 seconds. So if you inch backwards, they'll think you're down there at the bottom, and they'll run down the stairs. And then when they get too close, you inch forward, and they'll go back up to the top. Now you do this over and over again until they're dead. making sure you have barrier up, make sure you have frost ward up. That way, if the casters are hitting you while you're doing this, you're not getting interrupted. The moment that you get comfortable with this spot, this particular pool becomes very easy. If you want, before doing the full pool, you can pull a couple of them and then just practice this spot to practice the pathing. But it's not too bad. Just once you get the idea of it, you're on the ledge and off the ledge, pretty much. Didn't take too long. Took me about, I don't know, maybe 2 tries to learn the new spot. Once all the melee are dead, you can drop down. That way you LOS these casters. And they'll come running up to you, or they'll be out of mana and they'll want to start smacking you and just Arcane Explode them. They don't do any damage, so it's no big deal. At this point, the run is over and you can let the boosties run up and loot. A fast run would be 10 minutes. A normal run would be 11 minutes. You're always pretty much going to hit lockout. 5 runs an hour, so it's really good for boosting. I'll post a link to the talents in the description below. On the things you need is Frost Ward in the Frost Tree. That's mandatory, and Magic Absorption in the Arcane Tree. Hope you enjoyed my video. If you could, hit that like down below. Subscribe for more content. I'll have more how-to mage videos out soon.